Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Stibbards, CCSI, CCNP, here with Sunset Learning Institute. And this afternoon we're going through Ask An Instructor, where I'm going to answer a question that I commonly receive in most of my classes. The first question that I always get day one is, what is a network? I get this a lot in the introductory courses, ICND 1, ICND 2, when the definitions are very important. Because before we can get to the higher level protocols, get to the more interesting routing protocols, we have to first define what are we operating on, what's the purpose of everything that we do. So you can find a lot of definitions out on the internet for what a network is. One of the most popular ones comes out of Wikipedia. And that's their definition right here. It's a collection of computers and other hardware components. It's talking about interconnected communication channels, sharing of resources, information. Okay, that's great, and you'll find other definitions out there where it's going to talk about sharing across a common medium or across a common communication medium. But the big thing that you're going to find, the big idea in all of these definitions, is communication and sharing. Where when you start looking at computer networks, you no longer have one device, you no longer have one location, you have multiple devices, multiple locations, and the network is what allows those devices to actually talk to each other. It's what passes the signals, the packets, the frames, whatever you want to call it, between the different devices. So within the network, you're going to have the computers, the hardware components. The network is made up of all those devices. But what is the network actually doing? The network is actually allowing the sharing of information. Now, kind of fleshing out that definition a little bit, what a lot of students will kind of argue, kind of tongue-in-cheek, is that, well, isn't the computer itself a network? Well, because the computer has multiple components. It's got the processor, it's got the memory, it's got the hard drive, and they're all connected across the common medium of the motherboard, right? Not really. Because that computer only has its information. It has, more specifically, its hard drive, it has its files, it has its PowerPoints, it has nothing else. It's not talking to any other source of information. It can't send information, can't receive information. It is in and of itself, it's alone, it's by itself. So when you start looking at networks, you're going to have static points. You're going to have multiple machines, multiple locations, each that can hold or move or store information. And the network ties that all together. Which kind of brings us to the next part. If it's not working, why does it exist? That's kind of the big idea, another big idea with networks. Okay, there's a lot of big ideas right up in the very beginning. But if our network is not enabling the communication, it's not enabling the sharing of information, why have the network in the first place? Okay, why are we running those protocols? Why do we have those routers if we can't actually get to the internet? So that kind of brings us to one of the first big rules or the first big recommendations within networking. All of our networking concerns fall secondary to business concerns. The network supports the business that we're in. It enables the kind of connectivity, enables the speed of connectivity for the business that network has been built for. So if you can't get to the internet, if you can't get to the server, then why is the network there in the first place? So the next question that kind of comes up is, what is networking? Well, networking is simply the act of building networks between all these different devices. So that's the short answer to the question of what is a network. It's going to be your collected devices all communicating, all sharing information with each other.